Vipers Voices at the Dubai International Stadium. Match 9 for the Vipers in this DP World ILT20, and it's a victory. The side back on the winning trail after the defeat to MI Emirates in the previous match. It's a 5-wicket success with an over to spare against the Gulf Giants. The Gulf Giants were put into bat. They made 129 for 8, largely off the back of a half-century from Tom Curran, the former Viper. It wasn't an easy chase in response, but the Vipers got there, and they got there with those 6 deliveries in hand. And the main reason they did that was Max Holden. I've got Max alongside me. Max, you made your debut for the Vipers this evening, and you ended up with 70 not out from 54 balls. What's the feeling at the end of that match and what you've achieved in your first appearance?
Yeah, really pleased, of course. Obviously, been watching the team from the sideline, which has been great experience to be around such great players and part of the Vipers. But of course, everyone is itching to get the opportunity to play. So it was great to get that chance tonight. Obviously, always a bit nervous making your debut for a new team, and keen to make a good impression. And obviously, start with a win was. And a few runs, it was an absolute bonus. So it's really good to get out there, and we knew it was pretty important to get a win in our last couple of games to finish in that top 2 position, because of course that's a nice advantage to have. But yeah, delighted to make my debut, and it went well.
Max, let's go back to the start of the match and the toss. The toss was won by Lockie Ferguson, putting Gulf Giants into bat. Was it an important toss? Was it a crucial toss, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think when on wickets where it's quite difficult to know what a pass score is, it's always nice to get that out there in the field as a team to start with. And I think massive credit goes to the bowlers, how they from ball 1 were on the mark. And I think that's been most games this tournament we've done it really well. But it's not easy to keep backing it up week in, week out. But yeah, the guys did that, and obviously it was nice to restrict them to sort of middling score, and it obviously meant the batters knew exactly what we needed to do and had that bit of extra time to get used to conditions, because on these sort of wickets it's not easy to go from ball 1, so it's always nice to not have a massive high rate to start with, so guys can get themselves in and get going. So yeah, of course, big toss to win. I think most teams have chosen to bowl generally this tournament so far, because yeah, it's nice to know what we have to get.
Wanindu Hasaranga, 3 for 10, player of the match. You had a ringside view of his performance. What did you make of it? He's a real magician, isn't he?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, going around at the moment. I think the variations he has, but also the control and the accuracy is unbelievable. It's great to have him on our side, that's for sure. Not having to face him, but I think when wickets go down early and he's coming on just out of the power play, it's such a important part of our side, and we've seen it all tournament. So it's great to have him back out there today doing what he does best, and getting those wickets through the middle is obviously really key and a hard thing to do in T20s. Having that mystery leg spinner and someone as good as him is real plus for us.
68 for 6, and then Gulf Giants recovered thanks to that brilliant innings from Tom Curran, a half-century from him. Looking back on the match as a whole now, is there anything you could have done in the field, do you think, as a team to maybe restrict Gulf Giants a little bit more, or is it simply a case of taking your hat off to Tom Curran and saying, well played?
Yeah, I think so. I think he played really well. I think I've seen a fair bit of him over in England, playing against him quite a few times, and he's a dangerous player coming in that position. And I think he played really well. He's got a lot of options around the ground. So I don't think there's too much the bowlers could have done differently, or the fielders. I think we stayed pretty calm. And I think that it showed there was runs to be had out there. I think that was the positive of watching that. It showed there was not too many demons out there, and if you applied yourself well, you can get runs. So I think it's always difficult to be too critical when someone plays as well as that. And I think it showed that there was runs to be had, and we were confident knocking the runs off.
Now, from your perspective, due to bat at number 3, in you come quite early on. What was your mindset there? Were you nervous?
Yeah, a little bit nervous, of course, because it's first game for a new team. You want to do well, and you when you're around so many other good players, and there's good players in the dugout and good players on the pitch, you want to put your best foot forward and show guys what you can do. So of course, a little bit nervous, but I think watching from the side has taught me a lot of things. Watching our great openers go out there, and our top order, and other guys from other teams as well. And I think the best players so far in this competition have given themselves a little chance. So I thought, best to sort of get your head down and do the hard work early, because it's only going to get easier the longer the bat. I know it's a cliche, but it definitely rings true out here. So of course a little bit nervous. But once you get out there and you get in the moment, and then the match takes over, you sort of flip into autopilot and it takes over.
Now, you've had to bide your time. Obviously, it's match number 9, and this is your first opportunity. How frustrating was that, and how did you keep yourself going to ensure that you were spot on when you did get that chance?
Yeah, I think I was actually talking to some of the guys a couple of days ago. Obviously, of course, it can be frustrating not being in the team. Everyone wants to play. Everyone's got their own professional pride and belief in themselves, and everyone believes they should be in the team. But equally, watching how good the guys have been doing, it's been a great environment to be part of, and great to be sitting here watching them go about their business, winning games, and having a lot of fun. So it's of course, everyone wants to play, but I wouldn't say frustrating because I feel like I've got a lot out of the experience already, being around so many great coaches, great players, and it's just great to be part of a winning team. But of course, I was itching to get my chance should it come. I've been training hard, ready to go because to win things or to go through to finals, you're always going to need a bit of squad and squad players to come in. And I was keen to put my best foot forward and contribute tonight.
You mentioned about giving yourself a few balls, which you did at the start of your innings. What was your approach after that? How did you go about your business?
Yeah, I think it comes from a bit of experience of being in position before. I think there was times I probably would have panicked in the past, being 1 off 5, 1 off 6. I think you always think I need a boundary to get it going. But I think I always think if you bat long enough, and of course we're not chasing 2 under or anything like that, where it would be different. A ball's going to come where you're going to get away from boundary, and it sometimes just takes one shot for things to click into gear a bit. So of course I was keen to get the innings moving, but equally, I just knew, if I give myself a chance and get used to conditions, get used to some of their bowlers, that would be the best chance to sort of go big and bat through.
Now, it wasn't an easy chase. At one stage, the side were, 3 down for less than 50, and then again, 5 down for 98, I think it was, when Azam Khan was out. Were you at any stage thinking, this is going to be tough here, or did you always feel that it was in control?
Yeah, I think always when you're out there, you have to maintain belief that you're in a good position. I think we always were. The rate never got drastically out of hand. I think the guys built partnerships and kept the rate within touching distance. You always feel if you're in batter and you're there towards the end of the innings, and guys like Hosey coming in and being calm at the end, and what a great player he is to come have coming in at 7. I always had belief in our batting lineup that would be in a good position if we bat out the overs and keep a few wickets in hand really. Of course we knew it wasn't going to be an easy chase with some of the calibre of their bowlers as well.
How important was that win after what happened a couple of days ago against MI Emirates down in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, massive. I think we bounced back after our defeat really well, and I think we were really keen to do that again. T20 can be a momentum sport, and keeping that momentum going was really important for us. But I think even after quite a heavy defeat last game, I think there was still that belief in the dressing room that we're doing so many good things right over the last month, and not to panic or reinvent the wheel too much. It was just one of those nights where things didn't go away. But of course, it was good to get back to winning ways and secure that top 2 spot.
I was going to say, now you're guaranteed that top 2 spot, so you've got 2 bites at the cherry to get into the big final. How important is that?
Yeah, of course. Equally, we don't want 2 bites of cherry. We want to keep winning, of course. It's nice to be in that top 2 position, show we've been the best, in the top 2 teams in the tournament so far. So I think that continues to grow that belief within the team, keeping that winning momentum going and that winning feeling and the feeling of positivity, is really good.
And now all of a sudden, having had quite an intense period of action, it's 5 days until the next game. You must want to play again tomorrow after what you've done today, I guess. Yeah,
I think maybe for me, maybe for some of the lads who played 8 or 9 of the games, might be need a little bit of a break. But it's sometimes quite nice to have a little reset, especially for the bowlers who've been playing most of the games. It's nice to have a couple of days off, rest the body and rest the mind, and then come back strong to finish the group stage in Sharjah, hopefully with another win.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, Max. So there we have it. Victory for the Desert Vipers in their 9th match of the tournament. So that means 7 wins and 2 defeats, top of the table and guaranteed a top 2 spot. And so, as we've mentioned, guaranteed the opportunity, 2 potential chances to get through to the final. So the next game now is 5 days away. It's the last game of the group stage for the Desert Vipers. That will be against the Dubai Capitals in Sharjah, and that is on the 3rd of February, and we'll be back with Vipers Voices then, so make sure you join us then for all the reaction for that final group stage. In the meantime, thanks for joining us. Good night.